and welcome to the show. You find me in a garage today. This is not Car Mechanic Simulator though, no, we are playing some Off-Road Mechanic Simulator. An interesting game, this one, I have to say. I was expecting it to essentially be a reskin almost of Car Mechanic Simulator, just with off-road vehicles. It's not the case. It's not the case. It does things differently, it does some things well, it does some things a bit odd, but it's definitely interesting. It's definitely different to what I was expecting from it, which is good news, at least. So, the main, the aim of the game is, you do work fixing up some vehicles, or repairing vehicles, all sorts of various things. Here we go. Let's go and fix up a pretend Mitsubishi Pajero. So we will accept that, and, the vehicle turns up. Here it is. It's very green. You get the idea. If you play Car Mechanic Simulator, you'll get the rough idea. We can go on here, and we are going to want to... What am I doing? Oh, we need to go diagnose. That's the button. So we can press this button, and it kind of has like a diagnostic thing that'll tell me, right, this is what is broken, this is what is not, which is quite nice and quite helpful, to be honest with you. Now, you can kind of, again, a bit like the old search for the rust in... Car Mechanic Sim, you can kind of do that, only it's a little bit different on here. I mean, you've got the same idea, you've got to take the wheels off, you've got to take bits and pieces off. This bit here is kind of familiar. Now, parts do have multiple durability bits. So not only are there rust, there's also dirt, and I've forgotten what there's 3 bits, and I've forgotten what the third part is. But, the car is fairly shiny. You can see here, well, this bit here is definitely going to be needed to be replaced. But you've got we can automatically, probably not when I'm bolting it, but you can always jump back to the diagnostic mode. So it makes kind of finding what bit's broken, what bit you need to take off, that little bit easier. Now, I know nothing about off-road vehicles at all in this. They do have, like, different kind of suspension layouts than the ones that I'm used to. I mean, this thing here has got, it's a very different, but you've got, like, these torsion bars going on. Actually, this one is a little bit more conventional than a couple of the Jeeps. But yeah, I mean, if you've played Car Mechanic Simulator, you'll get the rough idea. These are different things to be working on. So we needed that to come off. Did I need anything else from there? Okay, we need the front stabilizer link, which is essentially, well, I presume the anti-roll bar. Well, it's called a stabilizer on here, but it looks like an anti-roll bar essentially. But yeah, I mean, so the suspension is perhaps a little bit more complex on these than we see. But that's the whole point. These are supposed to be big off-roady vehicles. So that is everything that we need to get off the vehicle. Fantastic. Now, what I do very much like is when you've got a job, it keeps the to-do list on the side. There are ways on Car Mechanic Simulator to kind of, you can use I've forgotten what it's called on there. There's a way to like store the information that you need, but the fact that this just stays there, it just makes life so much easier. So I can go into the store, I know the bits I need to buy because I know the bits I took off. You can fix up parts. So, for example, we've got a workbench over here. You can fix up some parts. I don't know whether anything here actually got damage level, dirt level, and rust level. There we go. That was what it was. So parts get damaged in different ways, which is really cool. So we say is really cool. It's really interesting. That is for sure. Now, we are working on a Pajero. There's only a couple of bits that we might be able to fix. Can I... Oh, we can clean the rust. I don't know if we can actually repair the damage yet, because it's only a level 1 workbench. As you get XP, as you get upgrade points, you can upgrade your workshop. I'm just going to buy new stuff at the moment, because I don't think I've quite got to the point where we can... But you've got the same hole, you can save money if you can repair parts, and so on. So, basic parts that we want. So, I do know how to do this game. Could you please go away? Thank you. Right, we want one of these. So, we are wanting... Don't need anything in the drive system. Do need bits in the suspension. We were looking for front stabilizer link, that one, I believe. Yep, let's buy that. We were looking for front steering knuckle. We needed that. We needed a front tie rod, which maybe will be under steering systems, of course. We will want that. And then we want a brake disc cover and a torsion bar. That is there. And then brake disc cover. Okay, fantastic. So now we've gone and bought the parts. The to-do list is fantastic for making life easier. We can, you know, go back to assembly mode and put the various bits and pieces on. And if you like Car Mechanic Simulator, like this is one of those things that is just weirdly therapeutic, kind of just going on and repairing cars in the game. You can just get lost, kind of going, I say it's almost just like going through the motions, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just one of these, it's difficult to explain. It's difficult to explain why these games are fun, but it's just quite nice going through and rebuilding the vehicles. I mean, this is a fairly straightforward, nothing too crazy. And there we go, completed the job. I will put all the various bits back on. I don't think the game lets me finish a job missing parts. Yeah, we've fixed all the bits. However, we're just gonna leave one corner of the car off, and that's fine. You can drive it back on 3 wheels, right? That should be fine. Sure, and then we can stick this back on. So, the basics are what you would expect, essentially, from the game. However, there is a little downside to all of this. While you have got all of these options, and you can customize the vehicles, you can add snorkels, you can change the sort of lift of the suspension. There we go, I was looking for the right word. You can swap out tyres, you can add winches. They do have a function as well. We'll get to that a little bit later. There is a slight downside to all of this, which is you can't actually do any work on the engine. So there's no custom bits with this. The engines are just one big unit, essentially. You know, you have got things. You know, I think you can change the oil, but it's like one hot. It's just engine, and that's it. It's just like another individual part, which is a little bit of a shame. Like, to me, that's a little bit of a shame, because, you know, all the work, and, you know, the work is focused on the off-roading aspect of it, of course, but yeah, there's just the engine is just a unit, which does kind of take away a lot from the mechanicking side of things with this. Now, you might be thinking that that's not great for the game. However, you're not actually necessarily going to be spending all of your time in the garage. So this is actually a little bit more about the driving as well as the... this one here we've completed. So yeah, this is actually a little bit more about the driving, and it does it in quite an interesting way, of course, because you are dealing with off-road. Now, you can't... Another thing that you can't do is you can't buy cars. There's no, like, auction or junkyard, which again is a little bit of a shame. The way you get cars is by completing missions. I mean, I have one at the moment to try and find a vehicle. But, you know, we've got this. This is my vehicle that you start off with. As you can see, it's a little bit dinged up because we went off-roading, and it got caught on some stuff. Well, I'm going to try and unlock this vehicle. Do I need to move? I don't actually know if I need to move it in here. I don't think I do, to be honest. Probably not. Probably didn't need that one. But we'll go on this exploration. So, I haven't quite got to the desert as of yet. So there are races that you can do. As you go through these, you can try and complete them fast, and you will need a good vehicle to be doing this. So this is mine. Battery's okay. Traction's not great, brake's not great, controllability not great, lift's not great, probably to do with higher suspension and so on, which is kind of like the basic car. I now got tree straps to try and help it get unstuck, because we can genuinely get stuck. We've got a winch on the thing. I haven't got a jack at the moment. I'm going to not worry about that. We will just go and head off. So yeah, how you customize your vehicle is going to affect how well you can get through these maps, how well you can do in the races. And when I say races, the one that I've done was more, there's a bunch of checkpoints. You have a set amount of time. Get as many of the checkpoints as you can. The more checkpoints you get, the more money, the more XP you get. So yeah, the race, it's a slightly different type of race, because it's never going to be circuit racing. This is more about your rock crawling, your more extreme off-road driving, essentially. Which, you know, I'm pleased to see. As I said, it's a little bit more detailed than I expected. It's a little bit fiddly to get used to. So press, I think it is B to turn the engine on. There we go. Take off the handbrake. Now, what we need to do is we have, you know, your steering is A and D. You have S and W. You know, the usual controls. However, you use the scroll wheel on the mouse to set your throttle. So the more throttle you use, as you can see by the kind of how the orange bar, how far the engine will rev. The more throttle you use, the more likely you are to damage the engine. You run it too hot for too long, your engine's going to break. You're going to need a new engine for your vehicle. We can change diff mode as well. We're currently in high range all-wheel drive. We started off in high range rear-wheel drive. I don't quite know where this vehicle is. I have tried this mission once and got stuck. had to abandon it. But yeah, we will wander our way down here. We can clonk our way over that. Are we getting stuck in the mud? No, we should be okay. Onto the bridge. We're just taking it nice and easy. I mean, we can whack up the speed, but you're never really going very fast. I mean, this is more akin to sort of Snow Runner, which I'm fine with, actually. I like having a change of pace and a different kind of challenge driving-wise. We might have to go down to low range at some point. Can I get away? Do I have the traction to get away with this? We do. Lovely stuff. Now, oh god, be careful, because so this is my vehicle in the game, and as we're clonking about over here, we are going to damage our car. So if we do too much shenanigans out here, we break our vehicle, we're going to have to pay to repair it. We're going to have to work on it, and you know, keep the vehicle running. And so you've got to do the jobs to keep repairing your own vehicle if you ding it up too much. Now, is it down there? Or do we reckon we go further up and then left? Is there a further up route? I mean, I'm struggling actually to see a path out here at the moment. This looks like a path, kind of. In the tree, yeah, this kind of looks like a path. Okay, engine, I hope you're not too unhappy with me. All is good. You can actually get out and walk around the vehicle, which we may end up, well, I'm hoping we're not going to need to do. Where is this? See, it looks like it's over there, but that looks like it just goes straight down. That barely looks like a road. Is there a road up here? I feel like we've immediately done the Snow Runner thing of, I'm looking for... Oh, hello. What are you? I don't know what you are, but I do feel like we've immediately done the Snow Runner thing of, we're trying to take a shortcut. And what happens with shortcuts is you get stuck or you roll over. I mean, we're in a good vehicle for exploring. You know, if you need a vehicle for this sort of stuff, this is the style of vehicle you want. I think wherever we're going is somewhere in these woods, which is not great. We're dinged up the front end, something terrible. You actually can see how we've damaged our car. So it's kind of got some visual damage going on. You can see the front bumper's bent, the side steps are bent, the rear bumper's bent at some point. I don't quite know what I hit that on. That was bent before I started this explore. So yeah, your vehicle will get damaged, so you can repair that, or you can just choose to say, you know what, screw it, I'm just going to keep driving it around for the moment until it completely gives up, and you'll have to do maintenance to all your suspension. You go over big rocks, you're going to damage your suspension on it. So this is actually a lot more about the kind of driving and the exploring aspect and some of the competition aspects as well, if you want to get into those, than it is about the mechanicking side of things, which wasn't what I was expecting. It's an interesting way to do it. It's just a little bit of a shame that the buying and selling of cars aspect isn't really there, which is most of the fun. Most of the fun I had, time I spent enjoying car mechanics, was doing up cars and selling them, and the engines are just very simple units, which is equally a little bit of a shame, as again, that's a large part of the mechanics for these vehicles that just isn't really covered. I feel like we've gone a slightly wonky way around doing all of this. Well, there doesn't really seem to be a direct path out here, but I guess there doesn't need to be. It's just sort of free roam going on. Okay, we will clonk our way through this bit. We're only 90 metres away. I was hoping I was going to be able to see it by this point. Car? Please don't be like at the top of the hill, because I'm never getting up to that one at all. Are you hidden in the bushes? I see something. I see something. I see like flares and stuff. This is where we're supposed to be going. Oh, that's an off-roady bit and a half. Can I actually get around here without rolling? Ew. 37 degrees of tilt. Okay. We have made it. Get out of the car and find the... Oh, we're going to get our own Pajero. Oh, there we go. I found it in a cave. Do I have to drive it out of here? Okay, I know I found it. Found the Palermo. Okay, and there we go. So that, I believe, is now us with a second car. So I presume as you go through the game, as you level up, you're going to get access to all of the vehicles. Which, yeah, it's a bit of a different way of of doing things, we can now mess around and modify that vehicle. I don't know how. I mean, we've got a very basic vehicle as it stands at the moment, and there it is. So we can, because like this stuff comes through the thing. Okay, completed. This will be. There we go. We have got a second car. It is very blue. I mean, it's actually in surprisingly good condition for being abandoned in a cave. Are you damaged at all? I guess we are just going to go for diagnostic. No parts are damaged. Awesome, so we've got a brand new car. I mean, I like that. Can we... Oh, no, we'll step back, and then you can go and park in there. Now, you unlock, as you go through, you unlock more parking spaces and everything. You will also notice, of course, that our vehicle, which is used to go exploring with, is now caked in mud. That does persist. Front bumper's a little poorly. Now, if we go and have a look, so this has had a couple of off-roading. I think I've done one or two races, and I've done a couple of exploring. The first time I tried the exploring, I got lost. And now you will start seeing everything's damaged, basically. Now, it's not damaged beyond repair at this point, but you know, it takes wear and tear, so you're going to have to be maintaining. So I do like the whole maintenance aspect of this one. I think it's probably the best way to put it. I do quite like, because at the end of the day, let's face it, these vehicles are going to take a lot more punishment than a normal road car. With the sort of stuff that the purpose of these vehicles, the purpose of this game, these are going to take a hell of a lot more punishment. So I do like the whole maintenance aspect. I don't know what happens if a part fails while you're out on an adventure. Not sure, but yeah, there is the possibility of that kind of stuff happening. We do also, of course, because it's all off-roady stuff. We do have a jet wash, so you can play Power Wash Simulator if you like doing this. And again, it's another one of these things that is oddly satisfying and therapeutic. Especially when it's on, I say, like some of the customer jobs is just literally clean the car, and they're all caked in mud SUVs and so on. But when it's the vehicles that you have, it's slightly more therapeutic. But it's a way to earn money. You kind of get the idea. I mean, you can see we've got like the bars to try and aim for. You can upgrade this. You can make this better. You can make this more powerful. So the car cleaning doesn't take as long. You can draw silly shapes on it if you so wish. Although the nozzle is a bit of a kind of a wag with the side. With the side of the vehicles, you don't have that much space to be working with. You can even actually go underneath. So you even want to go under here and clean the chassis and everything, which is quite neat. So, yeah, this is a funny one. I say it's a funny one. It does a lot of things. It does a lot of things differently to what I was expecting. As I said, I was kind of very much on the lines of, oh, this is just going to be Car Mechanic Simulator with less vehicles, and they're all going to be off-road focused, and there's probably going to be a couple of off-road test tracks. But it is actually a lot more heavily detailed, a lot more, lent towards the whole off-road aspect and towards the maintenance aspect, but it then misses out on some of the things that made Car Mechanic Simulator great. The engines is kind of a big shame, and along with the ability to buy cars and do up cars. There's not the biggest number of vehicles either. There's about 6 or 7 unique vehicles that come up now. There may well be more added in time and everything, of course, but as it stands at the moment, that's how many that there are. And yeah, the lack of engines is a real kind of downside. I won't waste all of the time doing that because I was going to go and show some of the customization options for, let's go and put that in there. So if we go to the store, so accessories, these are stuff that we can take out on the adventures, basically. They can help you if you get stuck. Additional parts, so we have got the Pajero, essentially. So we can get sort of more heavy-duty front bumpers if you want to go for those, which are cool. We can get these hood spoilers, is what they're called. I mean, yeah. I think they protect the front edge of the hood. We've got different side skirts we can go for to try and stop them from getting busted up. We can go for big old fender flares if we want. Haven't got any roll bars. We can have a big roof rack on it, of course. Snorkels legit do matter. You do need these if you're going through water. They will help your vehicle continue going. Winches, likewise, are important if you want to winch yourself out of a tree. Light bars, of course. We need to have many light bars on this. I mean, I feel like this must be the most powerful one. You know. Ooh. When I flicked through it, I actually went on the tuning kit, so you can have like a full tuning kit if you want. That's quite a neat way of doing it, actually. So yeah, there's a decent amount of customization. I don't think there's a paint shop, although I might not have unlocked it yet. Is there a paint shop? Say there must be. Oh, we haven't even got an oil drainer yet. We could probably do with a charger at some point to help improve that. There is a dyno. I haven't seen a paint shop anywhere. Chip tuning and a workshop we haven't got unlocked. So I don't know if there's a way to actually respray the cars. As far as I can tell, maybe not. If we go, oh no, I ignore me completely. There is a way to do it. There isn't a separate place for it. There is actually an option on here. I am just a blind bat, and we can even get some decals on it if we so wish. Not the most extensive. Yeah. not the most extensive list, but you know, a little bit of fun to mess around with these if you so wish. Cool. I was going to go and stick the big old light bar on the vehicle. So extras, roof rack, snorkel. Where is light bar option? You should have a light bar. No. Bumper, winch. It's literally what's supposed to fit. How do I put a light bar on you? Now I managed to break it and confuse myself. That's bumper, that's winch. Don't have anything to go on there. Don't have any of the fenders. Maybe I need something else to be able to mount the light bar on it. Not sure. Okay, apparently we can't have a light bar on that one. Well, that's disappointing. Outside of that, yeah, an interesting game. This one has some fun ideas, and it is considerably it is more different to Car Mechanic Simulator than I was expecting. And while it gets some bits right, it also misses out on some of the bits that Car Mechanic Simulator does do very well, which is a little bit of a shame. Because yeah, it's I like the idea. I do like the ideas behind this one. It's just, yeah, there are some bits that are a little bit lacking, really. But there we go. That is going to be it for this video. It's going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.